These pointers will not just help you ace the lecturate but also develop the verbatim and the conditional mindset for tackling any public speaking event or speak freely in a group discussion. Jai Hind, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this vlog. Today I'm going to talk about the lecturate part of how we can ace it in any manner, and at the same time it is also helping us for public speaking and group discussion events. So in a lecturate, as we all know, in an SSB, we have a time limit of 3 minutes. In these 3 minutes, we will have the warning bell at the 2nd minute 30th second. Okay, so, and the 30 seconds is the remaining time where you need to wind up. So the best approach here is, you divide, as any standard form of essay writing or a speech, we always divide the particular thing in 2 minutes 30 seconds for the introduction plus body and 30 seconds for the conclusion. So over here what you can do is 30 seconds you can just give an introduction, 2 minutes is for the facts and figures that you have to present for the particular topic, and 30 seconds is where you can do a calculative conclusion ending the particular topic. Whenever we go ahead and speak a lecturate or a topic of extempo or maybe impromptu speech, we should not go ahead with an approach to finish off the entire thing very quickly. It should be a lively thing. For example, I'm looking at you, I'm understanding how many people are there, I'm making an eye contact, and my objective is not just to speak, but whatever I'm speaking, it should be in the depths of the minds to the audience. When you go with this kind of attitude towards the lecturate, you will definitely see the difference in what you have. We have a conclusion or have a fancy thing like that just because if it's 2 minutes 30 seconds I have to speak maximum number of facts and figures and give the kind of indication that how much I know. No, this is not the thing. It is important for you to explain your facts and figures, but it is also important that the audience is understanding every bit of the information. Otherwise, the information transmission and reception is failing, right? So without any further, swing arounds, let's get back to the topic. Assume that the topic given is healthcare system in India, or maybe anything like global warming, or maybe anything about the India and its neighbors, an international relations topic. You'll be given a list of 4 topics. My choice to prefer is of a topic where I can get more points to speak, especially on the facts and figure grounds. Okay, like where I can give a comparative data analysis kind of a thing. I mean, that is always my choice. Some people have a habit of taking the subjective approach of picking any theme based or a philosophical based thought, like it could be anything, like influence of social media or something. So like here there is facts and figures, but it's more on the philosophical end, as compared to the fact that if I would given a choice between topics like healthcare system in India, global warming, and maybe India and its neighbor relations. Okay, I would like to choose the healthcare system. Why? Because I am a little bit aware of the various things that are there, that have been there since the independence. I am also aware of the various schemes and the government initiatives that have been of late, and can speak about a transition of the data that has been there, like what is the trend in the data. For example, if I were to speak about the healthcare system in India, I would first introduce the topic. Now, before I introduce the topic, this is the most important point. Introduction does not mean that you speak about the topic to the audience. No, it is about the familiarization of the topic to the audience. It is always wise and practical to assume that the person who is sitting in front of you assumes that they don't know anything about that. However, this should not be taken for granted that you speak any false facts and figures, right? So it is always good to assume that they are not aware of it, but you have to familiarize them. So how best you can familiarize them is the introduction. Speaking on the body, never ever give wrong facts and figures. Always give a transition based facts and figures. I will come to that example just in a minute, but never ever give a wrong facts and figures. Conclusion is where you assimilate all the points that you have said, all the indicators that you feel like mentioning, and what is your personal opinion about it. So assuming my topic is healthcare system in India, this is how I would like to introduce it. Healthcare system of any nation is one of the key make breakers of the development of the country. It is also playing a significant role towards the economy, because at a given point of time with a country with a good healthcare, more number of workforce will be involved in the making of the country. Now, since the time of independence, initially where there were only few healthcare systems and traditional methods of medicine. Now we have surpassed a lot of years and have seen the progress and development of the technology and the robotics based medicine. The healthcare system in India goes ahead with multiple models. For example, it can be a public model like the AIMS and the other hospitals. It can be a private model. It can be a public-private model. At the same time, there is also rural health missions and urban health missions covered under the national and the state governments. Now, this is how we can talk about the facts and figures. Now, in the facts, again, you can include a lot of other things like, what are the central sector schemes and what are the central sponsor schemes. Okay, what are the government initiatives that are there? What you can speak about the Ayushman Bharat. Okay, you can speak about the importance of naturopathy and the lot of other things like the traditional medicine, which is now being acknowledged in the international world, that the ancient Vedas which spoke about the medicine thing, and now it has been widely accepted in the world. So talk about this. So this is a little bit about the facts. Also talk about indicators. Indicators may be like the infant mortality rate, the MMR, the disease rate, and if at all there were any pandemics before, if there was any disease outbreak before, and how we have handled the situations, the role of the armed forces to provide emergency medical care during a situation of catastrophe. It could be any tsunami or a flood or any kind of disaster relief thing. So this is how you talk about the body of the healthcare system. So I would like to choose this topic. Why? Because I am aware of these kind of facts, but a same person who is more learned about the international relations or studies more about the geopolitical atmosphere, the geomilitary relations, can speak on the topic like India and its neighbor nations. Okay. Similarly, somebody who is more into the environment part can speak about the global warming part. Okay. So this is all subjective out of the person. So identify who are you as a person. What would you like to talk about more? Okay. Again, being into the corporate most of the time has been going into the data analysis and speaking and all that data. So this is the mindset that I have developed right now. Now let's moving on to the conclusion part. Conclusion is where you assimilate things like, what is assimilation? Assimilation is what has been the past, what has been the good points, and what is the future that you see. Like healthcare system in India in future, I would like to see as more and more people taking up the field of medicine, because the ratio of doctors versus per population of India, per thousand population of India is very less. So there should be at least one doctor per thousand person in India. And thereafter, the robotics medicine, the role of artificial intelligence and machine learning has to have a significant role. So that has to have a faster acceptance or a high speed governance, you can say. So this could be about it. Now the question remains, how do you develop this verbatim? The verbatim and the mindset to speak on any topic is the make or break of the situation. Now, let's say you sit today, give yourself 2 weeks of time. I'm telling you, give yourself 2 weeks of time. Okay, just Google out top 50 topics for Lecturette in SSB and top 50 topics for essay writing in India or essay writing in the GMAT examinations. These are examinations where essay writing, Lecturette are always taking, like essay writing in CAT or ZAT. Sorry, that's a Xavier aptitude test. So essay writing over there, essay writing in GMAT, essay writing in UPSC maybe. Okay, and Lecturette topics in SSB. Google them out. Now one by one, let's say per day you do 7 topics or per day you do 3 topics. That will also be more than enough. If there are 50 topics, you can say, so you can do it more than 2 weeks per day, 3 topics. And initially I used to take notes, but now I don't need it. I can just read and assimilate in my mind. So what you can do is take handwritten notes of some of the other points and indicators, Google out one by one, maybe like One Belt, One Road initiative and global warming. Google, Control-C, Control-V in Google and read, make notes, and this is what is going to be the make and break. I have a habit of developing, reading habits from multiple tabs, because this helps me in research and development. Okay, whenever I write research papers or something like that. So this is something that always helps me, and this is something I can assure you that it's going to help you in a very fantastic way. This is a very good habit where you also learn to do your own homework. Okay, and let me tell you, when you search for an information by your own self, you start developing a the curiosity of mindset that is there. This is where it comes in. So you will see that you are able to think sequentially, you are able to write sequentially, you are able to speak sequentially, and this will play a significant role in your story writing, in your group discussion, and also your narration. So please make these points and try to incorporate in your daily life. start the habit of doing Google whatever you have a doubt. Control C, Control V in Google, and then open multiple tabs, maybe the wiki articles or the scholarly articles, maybe a couple of YouTube lectures, okay, and then note down the particular points. Frame it in IBC format, the introduction, the body, the conclusion, and that's it. Try this activity for 2 weeks. Let me know how you feel. Do you feel the differences? If not, we'll work on some better ideas, but we will work as a team. I'm no one here as a person to give you a gyan or lecture, because I'm just someone who got recommended. I'm not an accomplished professor or something, but yes, we'll work as a team and we'll work for the betterment of everything, be it the communication skills or be it anything like that, right? At the same time, I will also advise and suggest that please keep pushing yourself forward, push yourself a little harder and develop your mindset. There is a lot of idle time. Stay little away from social media. It is affecting the cognitive impairment, I would say, the cognitive development, I would say. It will definitely affect if you're too much into the Instagram reels and all that. So give some time for yourself, study well, and at the same time give back to the society. Whatever you are learning, please give back to the society. Once you're getting recommended, train others for free. Okay, I'm telling you something out of my own conviction. Since 2015, I have started mentoring people absolutely for free, by means of email or phone call or maybe social media, Facebook, now Instagram, Spotify podcast, and it has been a transforming journey for me, not just for them. The differences that had to be made for others was made, but I have evolved as a person. I have evolved as a lone winner. How to develop these things as an individual accord, I was able to do it, and thanks to the platforms which helped me do it. So you can refer to the link in the bio for more of my articles and all that. But before that, I wish you with sincere prayers all the very best for everything. Work hard, party harder, and yes, give back to the community. Seva is Param Dharma. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. See you again.